Hello everyone, this is Ella, your friendly advisor in Ireland. Before we start today, I just want to check in with everyone. I hope you, your family, your friends are coping well with this pandemic. My motherland, India, has been doing really bad in the second wave. Hope you keep us in your thoughts and prayers. In today's video, I'm going to talk about AIP process and how to get exemption. Without further ado, let's just dive in. This video has three slides. One, the background, why AIP is required, and then I'll be talking about the documents that are required for AIP, and at the end, I'll be talking about why and how you can get exemption. Bit background about AIP. AIP is a short form for approval in principle, and approval in principle is for a mortgage offer to purchase a house. And this AIP is usually uh, provided by the mortgage banks as well as mortgage providers. The big players in the market are AIB, KBC, PTSB, Ulster used to, but not now, and Bank of Ireland, the biggest of all. Currently, KBC, AIB, and Ulster offer digital AIP, and all other banks do have online application process for applying for mortgage AIP. Just before we go ahead, I know I just want to tell you that AIP is not a legal document. It's just a offer from the bank that, hey, we may give you a loan or a mortgage loan on the house you're going to purchase. So with AIP, you can't demand the banks that, give me my money because it's not yours until unless you sign the offer letter. We'll come to offer letter later. Now, because of the pandemic, most of the estate agents are asking for AIP and proof of deposit. And I missed a lot of houses because I was uh, in the process of applying for AIP. And whenever I emailed, they said, no, without AIP, we can't go forward. So if you want to purchase house, you need to have AIP. Pre-pandemic, we used to visit houses without, the AIP in place, without the deposit in place. But again, now you need to pay deposit as well as have AIP as well as have uh, what you call proof of funds to pay the rest of the deposit. In previous video, I talked about how much you should save for the deposit, and it's 10% of the house price. But you can go sales agreed with just the certain percentage of the money. Like most of the estate agents ask for 5K or 10K. Without that, you can't even have a virtual view of the house. Some of the agents allowed, I mean, in my case, my agent allowed me to have a physical viewing only after I paid the 10K in the deposit towards sale agreement. This AIP is usually 6 months. It expires after 6 months. I got my AIP at the end of January. So if I don't use it, it gets expired at the end of July. And once it's expired, I need to apply again, and I don't want to. So there's a reason you need to rush once you have your AIP, get a house, fix it, and get the offer letter, and move on from then. Else, applying again, same documents, you get frustrated, and there are a lot in the market who are in that boat. And AIP definitely gives you an idea about how much you can expect. Usually, the banks give you AIP for 3.5 times. Uh, And this video is actually about how to get more than 3.5 times. But again, if you want to calculate how much you can afford even before you apply for AIP, just multiply 3.5 times with your salary. When it comes to banks do consider commissions, part-time payments, bonus, and other payments, and other income. Uh, but again, to be on safe side, go with 3.5 times your salary. And every bank has different rules for calculating the amount of AIP. So yeah. And the thing with respect to exemption on AIP is only a certain person get AIP exemption. I'll be talking about it detailing in a couple of minutes. To apply for AIP, you need few documents. Uh, Documents you see on the slide there, those are common across all AIP applications. and this is like a superset. Like help to buy, if you are applying for help to buy, you need to show proof of help to buy, marriage certificate if you're married, pay slips for the last 3 months, passport, proof of visa, and salary certification, employment detail summary, current account statements, credit rating if you have a credit card here, or if you have few things back in India. So apart from these, they rarely ask for any other document. This should cover most of your documents. One document which I'm missing here is the work reference letter, and some banks ask it, some banks do not. It's again case to case basis. One thing you need to remember here in this case is the proof of visa. Some banks do not allow stamp 1G and stamp 1 to apply for to apply for the mortgage AIP. Some banks do allow, like AAB. In my case, AAB was very strict about it. KBC and Bank of Ireland were okay, and I finally went with Bank of Ireland. And the other bank, ESB, yeah, if I remember it right, they were very strict about it. They were not giving me anything. Even they did not consider my bonus. So yeah, I went with Bank of Ireland at the end, though the interest was a bit higher because they had this cashback offer, and I have my own personal bank account with them, as well as the mortgage account with mortgage saver account. So to get the additional 2K, as well as the cashback on the mortgage, I went with Bank of Ireland. The process was very easy. The advisor I got was actually a premier advisor for all the employees at my company, and he kind of helped me to get my AIP quicker, offer letter quicker, and everything else. And yeah, less hassle. So with respect to choosing the bank and choosing a mortgage advisor, I'll be making another video on the topic because it's another huge topic, and I don't want to take the actual essence of this particular video. So it depends on the person. Like you can have person A and person B from same mortgage advisory company. The person A can do it in a week, a person B can do it in 4 weeks. So you can't blame a company or the bank for your slow process. It basically is because of the guy who's supporting you or helping you out in the application process. Last but not least, and the most important part of this video is how to get AIP exemption and how I got AIP exemption. The thumb rules are like this. If you have a single salary, you need to have minimum 60K per annum to get an exemption. Having minimum salary of 60K doesn't really get you, but most of the cases, you get it. But because of your savings, if you show savings close to 1,500 to 2K for a 60K, yes, you have high chances of getting exemption. Second, if there are two salaries, 80% chance that you get AIP exemption if your savings are over 3,000 euros per month. I think this is the reason I got exemption. So if you have two salaries, aim for saving of 3,000 euros per month. On top of that, I also suggest in for both rules that you have a mortgage saver account, show consistent saving. Consistent saving means you are willing to uh, pay more even when the interest rate increases. The other way they actually calculate uh, and give you AAP exemption is they do a stress test, and this stress test is the current market rate and 80% interest. So they test something like this. Okay, he can pay the current market's mortgage monthly mortgage amount. Can he pay if the interest rate becomes 8%? If they think you can, that's when you get AAP exemption. And more chances of getting an AAP exemption if you got your house sorted. Let's say you have your AAP and you're applying for houses, and finally you pay a deposit, and they're okay with you getting the house. Then you can go back to your advisor and say, hey, I have AAP for 3.5 times, but the house takes 3.74, 4.5 because you get only till 4.5 times my salary. Can I get an exemption? He'll ask you, did you did you go sale agree on the property? If you say yes, yes, definitely we will give you. Again, you need to, even the first two points, you need to be in one of those. And Exemption, 20% of the applications for first-time buyers get exemption. If for second-time buyers, it's 10%. So 1 in 5 get AAP exemption, which means 1 in 5 can get 4.5 times their salary. So you need to rush. The thing is, the quota starts at the start of the year and ends at the December, on December 31st. So as soon as the 20% quota is done, then the AAP exemption will not be given anymore. So you need to rush, you need to get it. And as you see, the quota starts at the start of the year. You need to purchase a house or go sale agreed on the house in the first quarter. If you cannot, the chances of getting an AAP exemptions dwindle as you pass on the year. And the exemptions are given at AAP level. So as soon as the 20% AAPs are, 20% of the AAPs are exempted, then 20% of the first-time buyers already got AAP exemption. And what happens sometimes, is in the months like June, July, October, some of these guys cannot purchase the house, so the exemption is gone, and the exemption becomes available, and some people get lucky during those times. But do you want to believe in luck, or do you want to believe in a process? If you believe in a process, rush when during the start of the year, try to purchase a house in the first quarter of the year. This video is sponsored by careerlandland.com. They have a Facebook group called Career in Ireland. They also have a website, careerlandland.com. They are great people. They have great mentors across all the sectors. I mean, they get they placed people from the backgrounds of technology to sales and development to pharmaceuticals to HR. There's a big group of mentors who are there willing to help you. And if you want to reach out to me, you can always write at allaboutireland247@gmail.com, and also can join the Facebook group, which will be in the video description. Subscribe to my channel and hit like. I hope you keep us in your thoughts and prayers. Hope India is back on its feet sooner than later. Thank you.